My name is Almgren. I've been an active supporter of IFK Gothenburg for decades now. I've been chairman of the official supporters club, Änglarna. I've been employed by IFK Gothenburg as a supporter liaison officer, and I've also been a part of the board of IFK. Today I work as an operational manager of a small organization called Enable Sweden. We work together with actors surrounding football. First, obviously the football association, the league organization and the clubs, but also the supporters organizations and the police. And we try to work within the context of three operational working areas. The first one is football in society, for example, the connection between the clubs and the local community. Second, with sustainability and governance, and an example of that is we try to educate about the 51% rule and so on. And thirdly, we work with supporters culture and security. Yeah, the 51% rule is a part of the Swedish Sports Association that organizes more than 70 Swedish sports, football, ice hockey and so on. So you cannot separate Swedish sports from democracy. In football, this means that the football association and the clubs are democracies, and at the club level, the clubs are based on members according to the principle one member, one vote. You cannot buy more influence than that. So as a supporter of IFK Gothenburg, I can go to my annual meeting within the club. There we, as members, we can choose our board members, and a year later we can hold them accountable. So on a strategic and principle level, we can influence and have an impact of how our clubs are run. So this is a drama in three acts, so to speak. It's played every second year, 2009, 2011 and 2013. So it began with the boards of the Football Association and the Ice Hockey Association. They decided to try to dismantle the 51% rule without asking the movements, without asking the members. This attempt to dismantle the rule within the Sports Association was thwarted because of internal opposition within the leadership of the Swedish Football Association, so it had to be postponed. But in 2011, 2 years later, this opposition was gone, and this was when the Swedish Supporters Movement, under the umbrella of the Swedish Football Supporters Association, the SFSU, had to start organizing an opposition. So from 2011 we became the driving force and the organizers of the opposition. And this was done on two frontiers, so to speak. First of all, we had to mobilize the supporters movement, inform them about how democracy was organized, because people didn't know about the 51% rule back then. We had to mobilize them and have them voice their opinion. So a few months later, there were banners on every terrace of every football club in the top tiers of Sweden. We saw them in ice hockey and so on as well. And we had people petition their clubs to take a stand for democracy, not against it. So the clubs took a stand against the Football Association's board. The other frontier was building alliances with other sports, because remember, this was ruled within the Sports Association, organizing more than 70 sports. So football alone couldn't stop this deregulation of democracy. So we had to build alliances with smaller sports. Most often, ice hockey wanted to have democracy deregulated, but other sports joined in, and we failed to stop this in 2011. But in the third round, so to speak, we managed to to take a final stand and stop the dismantling of democracy in Swedish sports. I say this was a incredibly difficult fight, and it was really frustrating, because as members and supporters we were regarded as with quite a lot of suspicion, and now we had to have people that thought we were hooligans, basically. Have them listen to us and act accordingly. Yeah, the main arguments that rallied Swedish supporters were basically examples from international football. You know, we had all seen what happened to Austria Salzburg, becoming Red Bull Salzburg. Many Swedish supporters were raised with British football, and we had seen what happened to Wimbledon and so on. So we basically took these international examples and put it together with what was going on in Swedish football, where democracy was threatened. And we try to inform people that, hey guys, our ability and rights to say no to this in Sweden are under attack. So we have to step up now. Today, everyone understands this. We all see how important it is. For example, we had recently a fight about this video assistant referee system, the VAR, where the board of Swedish Football Association were trying to implement the VAR in Swedish football. We organized, we petitioned our clubs, the club's annual meetings took a stand against VAR, and today there is no VAR in Swedish football, and there is a reason. So the examples helped us, and we see the importance of it today still. Yeah, the 51% rule and democracy in sports is a fundamental part of understanding Swedish football and Swedish supporters' culture. It's a protection against the most infuriating parts of modern day international football, like, you know, the VAR system or the rebranding of clubs, like what happened to Red Bull Salzburg. Swedish clubs cannot be bought. We cannot be bought by a Saudi investment fund or a soda company from Austria. And thus the 51% rule also protects the link between our clubs and the local community. IFK Gothenburg is a part of Gothenburg, and Gothenburg is a part of IFK, and I wouldn't want to have it in any other way. I'd say the 51% rule today is embedded in Swedish supporters' identity, and we're really proud of it, and we're hugely protective about it. This is a fight we will never back down from. The 51% rule is really a part of the Swedish sports movement today.